Everyone, it's Suey here. We are into a new month. It's February. I need to do a little wrap up of my January, and I feel like since I did a wrap up for December in the middle of January, I've already sort of done a January wrap up. Hopefully it doesn't feel to you like I'm repeating myself over and over again, as it feels to me like I am. But I thought I would hurry and quickly tell you the books that I actually ended up finishing in January, and then kind of my plans for February. January started out with me being on a road trip. We left the day after Christmas and we were gone for 2 weeks, and we drove a great big huge circle. Went down to San Diego, to the zoo and to the animal park and to the beach, and wandered around Old Town down there. Love San Diego, and it was great. We were there with some other family, and then we broke off from them and we drove up the coast to Oregon, taking about 4 days to do that. We drove through LA about 4 or 5 days before it caught on fire, which was weird feeling. And then we went to the Hearst Castle on the coast. I don't know if any of you have been there. That was cool. It was fun learning about him. He seems like he was more of a decent guy than I expected him to be. We didn't stop in San Francisco. We've been there before, so we didn't take time to stop there, but we did drive across the bridge. And then we ended up in a state park full of redwoods. I think it's called the Humboldt State Park. We didn't go to the actual Redwood Forest National Park, but we did go to the state park where there was tons of cool, awesome trees. Redwoods are amazing. If you guys have not been to the Redwood Forest, Sequoia, or the Redwoods or wherever, you need to put that on your bucket list because they are the coolest things ever, those trees. We spent a little bit of time there on our way over to the Oregon coast. Drove up the coast for a minute until we went over to where my daughter lives and hung out with the grandkids for a couple days before we drove home. I hope it was okay that I showed you a few pictures as I talked about that stuff. Pretend like it's a little mini travel vlog. I didn't do real vlogging while on this trip. I kind of should have, I think, but it was nice to not have to really worry about it. But that's all to say that that was a lot of driving. And so I listened to 4 audiobooks in January, and I think I probably already talked about them before, but let me just recap for you. I listened to You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, which was a nice pump you up beginning of the year. We can do all the things. Let's accomplish our goals. Let's be cool and love ourselves kind of a book, which I really enjoyed. And then I listened to both Britney Spears' memoir and Matthew Perry's memoir, both of which are real sad, heartbreaking stories. Britney Spears seems to be doing better, but we know that Matthew Perry did not have a happy ever after, and passed away like only a year after his book was published. Crazy. I feel so, I don't know. Celebrities, they just want so bad to be famous, and then they become famous and then their lives fall apart. It happens almost every time. It's so crazy. We should learn a lesson from this, right? And then I listened to Jill Duggar, who is also sort of a celebrity. Counting the Cost by Jill Duggar. Kind of a celebrity because of the TV show that her family was in called 19 and Counting, about their huge family and their kind of interesting religious practices. And she did this memoir talking about how it seems like her whole growing up life was perfectly fine, but once she kind of wanted to break away from things a little bit, then there was problems in financial situation that her dad got them into, dishonesty, tax evasion stuff. I still don't understand exactly what went on, but they had to fight her dad a little bit to get what they deserved, I guess. Anyway, interesting memoir. And then I read The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth for book club, which I did not really enjoy. It was just eye-rolling for me, a lot of eye-rolling. Yeah, sort of a mystery thriller kind of a thing. I just didn't get into it, and the characters were terrible, and it was not my favorite. 2 stars for that book. That was an ebook. Then I read 2 physical books. These Infinite Threads by Tahara Mafi, the second in this Woven Kingdom series. I'm telling you guys, if you are into romantasy at all, this. It's a YA series. Two kingdoms, a Jinn princess, a prince, and a king, and they're worried that she's going to take over everything, and they're hanging on to their lands, but they've fallen in love with her, and now there's a triangle going on, and okay, it's good. It's so good. And then I read Marcus Zuzak's memoir, 3 Wild Dogs and the Truth. It was as great as I imagined it to be. He's telling stories about how he got these dogs, all the crazy things they did. Some of it is really bad, guys. Be warned. That's why he says, and the truth, because he's not mincing words here. He's not leaving stuff out. He's telling you what happened. And yeah, it's crazy. But I especially loved getting a feel for what his life is like, his family, his philosophies, his writing behind the scenes, all this great stuff in this teeny little book. Anyway, it was awesome. I'm so glad he decided to go ahead and write it. Here's hoping there's more in him and he keeps giving us stuff. He takes a while with his stuff, so you have to be very, very patient. All right, that's all I read in January, which was 7 books, which was pretty good for me, I would say. And now we are to February, and I've already finished one book. It's the book club book of this month, Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano, and I read it on my Kindle, on my tablet. Finished it the other day. It was great. Another 5-star. Marcus Zuzak's 5-star. This one's 5-star. About a family, 4 sisters. The guy that comes part of their life, their parents, their kids, couple of kids. So it's kind of a multi-generational saga-ish. Takes place from like the 70s through the mid 2000s. Lots of stuff happens, heartbreak, pain and agony, but lots of love too. So I'm calling it both a heartwarming and heartbreaking kind of a story. People said, you're going to cry. I did cry a little bit. They were correct, but I really, really loved it. So, and now I'm still working on this one, Us Against You. I keep forgetting that I need to be working on it and I read something else, but I bought this one at the little bookstore we went to for an author event. And it's the sequel to Better Than the Movies. This one's called Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. Better Than the Movies considered YA. I'm thinking this one's considered more new A or adult. It's not grabbing me so far. 30 pages in, 3 or 4 chapters. I'm just like, yeah, this is nothing like Better Than the Movies. Did you see what I did there? Anyway, we'll see if I keep going, if I feel more invested soon, hopefully. And then I would like to read this one for my first classic of the year. It looks fast and easy. Just like read a couple pages and weird so far, of course, but we'll see. I got this huge honking thing at the library because a library friend was raving about it. This is an Arthurian retelling. I am a little overwhelmed by its size, so I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I will give it a try, and if it grabs me, then it shouldn't be a problem. But if I struggle a bit, I might not do this one right now. I think those are the only ones on my immediate TBR right now. I haven't gone back to any of these other big fat ones that I was trying to read. Actually feeling already in 1 month in a little overwhelmed. So there's that. Spending a lot more time writing lately than I am reading. So I don't know what kind of month it will be. I hope you guys are all having a great start to your year and are finding lots of lovely things to read. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.